A few tips on how to frag better with a sniper rifle in Unreal Tournament. Although this video will mainly reference UT, it may be useful in other FPS games also. These are tips that are helpful for me to remember when playing, and hopefully they will be of at least some use for anyone watching. Let's get to it. Tip 1. In general, my goal is always to reduce the amount of movement my crosshair has to do to reach an enemy's head. With that in mind, I always try to have my crosshair at head height by default. Most people just dodge around without bothering to crouch. If you have your crosshair at head height when situationally appropriate, you will generally only have to move your crosshair left or right. Not having to move your mouse up and down simplifies aiming onto people's heads. Tip 2. Always try to have your crosshair close to the person you're aiming at, even when you're in between shots. If you keep your crosshair near your target, your crosshair then doesn't have to travel far to shoot at them multiple times. There is an added benefit to this if your aim has momentarily gone potato, because if your crosshair is around the area of a player when you fire, you will have a better chance of just hitting your target by pure luck. Again, less crosshair movement to reach a player's head is the goal, at least for me. Tip 3. This one is a little more advanced and is mostly only useful against players who are difficult to hit. It is easier to hit a target when they make a predictable movement. Let me explain. If, for example, an enemy jumps from a height, then they cannot dodge or jump until they've landed. And they also fall at a predictable speed. This makes it easier to line up a shot, as you know exactly the path their body will take until they land. This is true in less obvious ways, like when a person dodges. While they're dodging, you know exactly where they will be once the dodge has started, until they land. And when they land, there is a split second where they cannot dodge again. So if you time your shots for when a player lands, it is a little easier to hit them as you can predict where they will be during and after the dodge. So in general, when possible, I try to time my shots for when a player makes a predictable movement. Tip 4. This is something I think about and try to do when I'm just not hitting anything. I will at least try to visually see my crosshair touch a person's head before I press left click. So if my crosshair touches the head, goes past the head, and I then click and miss, at least it was on the head at some point during my aim attempt. If your crosshair actually touches a player's head at some point, then you just mostly need to worry about timing the click. Tip 5. Last one, and some general advice. Most pro players tend to flick to heads when playing against other pros. Pros have almost aimbot-like aim, and most of the time, pro versus pro, the first person to fire wins the fight. We are not pro players. Take your time. Don't wave your crosshair around. It is better to take time to line up a shot and hit some of the time than to rush and miss all of the time. If your aim isn't great, then first work on hitting the target, even if you have to move your crosshair slowly. After you have improved at that, then you can worry more about the speed at which you move your crosshair. Anyway, that's all from me on fragging with a sniper rifle. See ya!